Drake tried to get the Rogers Center to move Kendrick's Toronto show and replace it with OVO Fest. What up, word? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, I know there are quite a few Drake fans that lurk in my videos and lurk in the comments, and I know one of the pervading thoughts right now in regards to this story, because it's being widely reported that this is fake news, right? Well, I'm going to be the first to tell you that around these parts, we believe everything. At this point, Drake has been caught in so many fabricated stories and so many goofy, goony, goo-goo situations that we believe everything. Drake has not proven any of them to not be true. And do not bring up this goofy daughter situation. Everything that has happened, I believe it. So I'm just going to say that before you even get in my comments saying that this is not true and there are miscellaneous sources applied to this. Well, I believe Justin Tinsley. I'm going to have a conversation because I do believe Drake is as scary and as petty as it seems. And he did try. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he try to get the show replaced or removed, right? And get Kendrick's show. Imagine the ultimate. He already did it to Schoolboy Q, right? He did it to, what's the other rapper? I can't remember. Jay. I don't remember the other guy's name, but he claims that his show got, he tried to remove his show as well, right? So I am going to go into this conversation believing that this is fact. So before you get in my comments saying what sources, I don't need any. I'm gonna take Justin Tinsley's word. He is an accredited reporter. He used to write for ESPN and Hip Hop DX and quite a few other think pieces, and I'm going to believe him. I believe everything that happens in regard to Drake. So I want to have a conversation that Drake tried to get the Toronto, the Rogers Center, the stadium that Kendrick performed with SZA. Salute to SZA. I'm going to get to the other story too in a separate video about the politician, the Toronto politician who basically bowed down to Drake because he went to the show, had a good time, and then he got called a goof by Drake and then had to apologize. But that's another video for another time. I do believe this story that's out that Drake indeed tried to pause and dangle the OVO Fest in the face of the owners of the Rogers Center who housed the Toronto Blue Jays. The story goes as such. Justin Tinsley put out an article, and it's been reported and a lot of people read from it. I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to tell you what happened. So Justin Tinsley was eating dinner at a restaurant in Toronto that is a stone's throw. I believe it was called Gabby's or something like that. A stone's throw from the stadium where Kendrick did his show, the GNX show with SZA, and where many of you have had great reviews saying that the show was great. A lot of us have been to this tour throughout the course of its run, and it's been hailed as fantastic. But this is the first tour where the tour stopped, where he did Not Like Us twice because he was asked to one more time by the Toronto natives, who I indeed believe they don't like Drake. They hate Drake. And at this restaurant, this diner, I believe, like I said, it was called Gabby's. But apparently there was a waitress there named Melissa, and Melissa was quoted, or she went on record, if that is her real name, whether it is her real name or not, I don't care, because simple fact, they're going to try to go after this woman, and I hope it's her fake name, because she doesn't need to be harassed by this little goofy MAGA mind state Drake fan base who are going to go to Gabby's and try to out this chick and try to disrespect her. But she said F Drake. She said all of that Toronto repping, we don't believe it is fake. She and let's just be honest. How many people has he really put on from Toronto? Let's just be honest, like in a major way. The Weeknd only blew up because he had to get from under his thumb, right? He would still be writing for this guy. He would still be in the OVO sweatshop, who, by the way, I believe it was academics who coined that phrase, OVO sweatshop. So Melissa was like, we don't believe this fake Toronto repping. We do respect that you did put the name on the map in regards to rap, right? Because I believe only before him, I'm just going to be honest, was Maestro Fresh West. Was that one? Like, and I think maybe Snow is from up there, but it's not a lot of rappers out of Toronto. Let's just be honest. No disrespect to Toronto. I love Toronto. But Drake, let's be honest, he put that city on the map in a real way. But at the same time, I think Drake could have had a massive surge. There's my guy, I just had his name too. Cardinal Officio is up from up there. There's a whole scene up there that Drake could have put on. Let's just be honest. I'm not here to like just harp on that. But to be like, yo, he's putting Toronto scene, he put a lot more Atlanta guys on. Let's just be honest. A lot of us would have never heard it. Well, Migos was blowing up, but I personally didn't hear about Migos until the Versace remix. Maybe I'm not plugged in. Maybe I'm out of the loop. But I heard the Versace remix. I was like, this is hard. But that wasn't Drake's song. That was the Migos. And the Migos was already on their rise, but he gave them a real serious stimulus package, as they say. So let's just be honest. He put a lot of guys outside of Canada on in a major way. He could have did that for at least 5 of them guys. You're going to say, Challz, we're a party next door. What about him? What happened? What happened? Like, what about him? Where's all the music? Where's all the big accolades for Party Next Door outside of what he does with this guy? First #1 record, we can blew up without him. And you can arguably say some of Drake's biggest records happened because The Weeknd wrote them and he gave it to him reluctantly. So what has he really done for the music scene of Toronto? Let's just be honest. So Melissa at Gabby's, if I'm saying, if the name of the restaurant is right, could be wrong, but she said, F Drake. We're not going to blindly just support you and follow you, right? And another another employee there, I believe his name, what was his name? I can't remember this guy's name on top of my head, but he Franklin or something like that, right? He also was, which these have to be fake names, gangs. I'm just gonna be, no one's gonna go in this article and put their real name, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna start writing reviews on Yelp and this, that, and there. And Franklin was an asshole, like, so you don't want to really put your real name, right? So I'm hoping that these names of these people who are going on record in this. I'm sure Melissa she probably got a 22 in her purse. She's like, I wish y'all motherfuckers would. But at the end of the day, she shouldn't have her real name in there, and Franklin, whoever that is, shouldn't have his either. But Franklin went on record saying he hopes that Kendrick embarrasses him. Both of them said that, and then Franklin was like, right? He said that he hopes that he does it 100 times. So they have no love, and they're a stone's throw away from the stadium that they were Kendrick and SZA were performing at. Now, I say all that to say that Justin Tinsley, who is a accredited journalist, cited sources, and I believe him when he says that Drake reached out to the Rogers Center in Toronto, the stadium that Drake has, by the way, never performed at. 15 years of rep in Toronto and never performed in this huge, massive stadium where they actually had the World Series and all these other things that Drake has never set foot in there to perform. And he reached out to them and was like, yo, gang, like, let me talk to you for a second. If you push this show out of this stadium, this 2-night extravaganza that's clearly going to be sold out, if you push this out of this stadium some kind of way, I'll bring you something better. I'll bring you the OVO Fest. I'll bring the OVO Fest to your venue. Never did it there before. Guess what, buddy? You got it. Lock it in. Lock the date. As soon as I get all the names I'm going to have, it's going to be Young Thug. It's going to be, listen, I might even get Donald Glover. Like, you never know who, anybody can show up. I'll bring you the OVO Fest. Right? I'm going to get you, what's this guy that did little, whatever the name that did Tumasa, him, we don't even know his name. It doesn't matter. He'll be there. Everybody will be the Party Next Door. A whole smash, Crody, right? They looked around and they were like, gang, like, they say, let me put a pin in that. We'll get back to you. And I'm sure amongst themselves, they were like, he doesn't ever come here. Right? I'm watching The Company Man, and salute to The Company Man. He said that in 2011, Drake he used the cover. He used this guy's Joe Carter's walk-off home run picture for the cover of Back to Back when he dissed Meek Mill, right? That's his first interaction with this stadium. That's been there forever. He used the cover of that. And then in 2015, he used the, he did the back-to-back cover in 2015. And in 2011, he did a portion of headlines, a part of that in this stadium, right? That was 2011. That's mad long ago. That's the last time he set foot in there. So listen, they're like, gang, we, honestly, we're going to go ahead and pass. We're going to go ahead and keep this Kendrick show that's going to do like wild numbers 2 nights in a row. Going to sell out both nights. Yeah, we're going to do all right. Our hot dogs and our beer are going to really probably sell really well that night. And we'll be fine with that. Yeah, we don't even know who's going to be on the OVO Fest or even if you're even going to have it. So we're good on that. And we don't think it's gonna sell out, which it won't. Let's just be honest. You think that OVO Fest gonna sell out in Canada? They just came out full force 2 nights in a row for Kendrick in a full stadium. You think they care? You think they really gonna pop out and show something in that stadium for the OVO Fest? And let's be honest, a lot of the guys he gonna have, I'm just going to be honest, gonna be on that show, gonna be has-beens and like trying to get their career back. Let's just be honest. I don't know if Young Thug is gonna be doing the numbers that he used to, especially siding with Drake. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. So who you really gonna have on the OVO Fest? Bunch of guys trying to come up. Who really gonna support that got any stature? 21 Savage, okay, he gonna be there. Who else? It's gonna be a tough sale. Drake not moving the numbers he used to. I don't know if he gonna pack that stadium out 2 nights in a row like Kendrick. Let's see. But they said no, and I believe him. And a lot of people are going around the OVO fan, which they get in tandem. Every morning they have a meeting. It's probably around 5:30. Be there, be square type of thing. Conference call, something where they get on probably like, I don't know, one of these conference call sites. Google has one, right? And they probably have like 8 screens up and it's 100 people in the chat and they coordinate. And the conference call for this particular morning was, yeah, we have to just say it's not true. We don't have a whole plan. We don't have a whole concept of how we're going to attack this yet. But just go on your your pages and just say it's not true. Just fake news. We're going with fake news angle. You're listening? Are you listening back there, Jeremy? Fake news. Y'all got you, boss. Like, so everybody's on their lockstep. They're going with fake news. But I believe it's real. I believe that Drake is petty and scary enough to try to stop this show. Why wouldn't he? Like, think about it. This guy been trying to stop this thing for forever. He tried to do he was supposed to go live with Kai Cenat the same night. He was going to offset the turmoil, right? It didn't work. They had to cancel it. They asked within 24 hours of announcing the Kai Cenat Drake collaborative stream where they were going to pick 15 video treatments for the song. What was the song? Somebody to Love Me, or some weak wacky song off the sexy songs for you. So at the end of the day, I believe it. I have absolutely no doubt that he tried to stop it and they were like, yeah, gang, we don't really know you like that. We don't really be around you like that. So end of the day, we're going to just go ahead and pass, right? You did the headlines video, a part of it here, and then you used the cover of Joe Carter, and that was about it. To diss Meek Mill. So you don't come here. You're not at the Blue Jays games. And we know you watch baseball. So they told him no. I believe it. And I'm going to leave it at that. So another L. This guy I've never seen somebody that takes so many L's and don't care. Like, I don't think he cares. He's going to keep trying. He's going to keep trying to, like, gang, like, you could have just wrote some raps and dissed the nigga by there. Like, I'm like, let's rewind time, gang. Let's rewind time. Right around this time last year, you could have dropped a diss record and just kept this shit pushing. You're trying to do all this behind the scenes stuff, none of which is working. You haven't stopped one thing about this tour. You tried to stop the Super Bowl with the lawsuit. It didn't work. You tried to stop this show. You tried to do mad little things behind it. You tried to stop any TDE affiliated stuff. This guy has zero power. The only person scared of Drake in Toronto is Jagmeet Singh. He, like, the politician who went and cried in the car and apologized. Try to say he was at the show for SZA. Gang, this is sad. This guy has no muscle whatsoever. I ain't even hear about nobody even getting roughed up. Like, there's nothing going on. Like, this guy has nothing. They just sit in the embassy. I don't know if they smoke hookah, shoot hoops, drink wine, and just play games on steak all day. I don't know what they doing, but the muscle is really lacking over there. I'm just going to be honest. Nobody cares, gang. Nobody cares. Let me know what you think, man. I'm out of here. I'm done discussing this. Once again, salute to Kenny for another stellar accolade. You went in there. You did the city twice and done moved on with your life. Drake's still over there pouting, dissing politicians, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG. Every Wednesday night, we go live on the What Show. We will be discussing this. 9:15. Be there or be square. We get about 200 in the chat. Everybody's having a good time. Make sure you're there. Also, we just started something new on Monday nights. We just started the Underground Edge, where we're going to be showing videos from artists such as myself and Fliz and TJ. It's a good time, gang. We're going to be the new Rap City. I'm just I promise you. Let me know, man. It's every Monday night. We're going to go live. All right, so check that out. Also, black-yeti.com. Get in business with them. Let them know that who sent you. Just go to black-yeti.com. They ship all over the continental US. All right, I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.